to this beautiful house and unlocks it and invites the cop in to ask if he wanted to buy the cop. The cop denies the invitation, walks back to his vehicle. The expression on the cop's face is priceless. He was salty, LOL. I did not view the video, but I am aware of the video. And was he salty because it was straight up racial profiling, or was it because he had a better house than his? Or was it a little bit of both? That's what I'm saying. These days, man, a lot of people have made a lot of money. You can't make assumptions about somebody. But then again, maybe you can. Generally speaking, most black households cannot afford a $300,000 home. Generally speaking. Like, for instance, generally speaking, and we know this because of the state of two Cincinnatis, or the state of black Cincinnati, in which statistically anyway, there seems to be a real duality in terms of black and white. The median average in terms of income, this is generally speaking in Cincinnati, there's about a $30,000 difference between black households and white households. So generally speaking, these assumptions that we make about people are true. They are true. They're based upon real things. I mean, there's not a lot of young dudes who may be able to afford a $300,000 home. It's your birthright in some cases. I mean, it's the truth. But, of course, with any rule, there are always going to be a few exceptions. Karamia writes, sounds disrespectful to me. Kiki writes, because that's just how I say it. You know me very well, sir. Absolutely. Darnell writes, good morning. John writes, depends on how busy dispatch is. And good morning. 30 to 40 minutes seems a bit excessive. Okay. All right. 30 to 40 minutes, she says. How about that, Jerica? How am I sounding? John writes, 30 to 40 minutes seems a bit excessive. Okay, so what are we talking about, 15, 20 minutes? What if dispatch is very, very, very busy? Is it still 15, 20 minutes, or is it less than that? You tell me. John, I believe, is in law enforcement. Tiffany writes, sheesh, 30 minutes. They were running on FBI check on you or what? Yeah, they were running FBI checks. They were running all kind of stuff. And then they realized, we got him. He's got a warrant. Got a warrant. See, I don't know. Is that just irresponsibility, grown folks with these warrants? How do you not know that you have a warrant? I mean, do we need to call, listen, it's time for grown folks to be a bit more responsible. How do you not know that you have these parking tickets? Come on, you know. You know you got parking tickets. Or hey, you forgot. Okay? It's happened to me before, like, I thought I paid that. No, sir. This is an outstanding parking ticket here. Then you got to go take care of it. Is that irresponsibility? Yeah. That's how I look at it. Or maybe it's just dealing with the daily pornography of being an adult and just being busy. Hey, I mean, if it's okay to leave your kid in a hot car and the kid dies, well, then it's okay to forget to pay a parking ticket, right? Karamir writes, don't hold your breath for LeBron to speak out. He's under enough pressure keeping status quo off his back. Joseph writes, hey, tonight there's a rumor that LeBron is going to enroll his kids in school over in California, so he might be leaving. Wow. Well, that'd be big. So going to California and go to the Lakers, huh? Could happen. I don't know. Will you continue to support LeBron James if he goes to another team? I like him with the Cavs. I love to see him win at least one more championship with the Cavs. Derek writes, it was both. He was racially profiling them like they had no business in that neighborhood. I mean, those houses were real nice in that neighborhood, and that cop couldn't afford a house in that neighborhood. Right. That's how I took it, probably both. I'm going to check out the video during the break. I want to see it for myself. But I am aware of it. And, I mean, what's all this drive me back to your house kind of stuff? I mean, doesn't that set up a scenario for possible danger? Let's say for a second that, in fact, the officer must have believed them, or they must have came across as honest on some levels, or he wouldn't have said, listen, I'm going to let you drive to your house. I mean, is that legal? I mean, do I have to allow you? I mean, I can't stop you from wherever you want to drive, but if I'm not under arrest, Is that like you're kind of under arrest, conditional to the fact of whether we get to the house so you can open the door or not? What do you mean drive you to the house? Is that even legal, John? Is that what police officers are taught to do? Like, if you don't really believe somebody in that situation, you can drive back to their house. What if they were not the owners of that house? And now you got a situation where it might even be a high-speed chase. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. Rhonda writes, good morning. Feeling great today. Is my 15-year marriage anniversary. Well, happy anniversary, Rhonda. 15 years, huh? Uh-huh. You got the ball and chain about the same time I did. I think with our next anniversary, we on the big 1-6. 15? Wow. 15 years. That can be a long time. That can be a long time. But many, I wish you nothing but the best. Nothing but the best on your anniversary. Are you doing something special? Are you doing something special? Let me move on. After the break, I want to talk about the fact that the FBI have now decided no charges in the death of Kendrick Johnson. Yes, someone brought it up in the chat room yesterday, but of course it was already on my radar. And I'm looking at a photograph of this young dude. Looks like, attractive young man. Looks like very intelligent. Looks like he's on his way to bigger and brighter things. And they found him rolled up in a gym mat. And perhaps you've seen some of the images of his, I guess you can say, his corpse. To me, it looked as if he had been in some type of fight. But I think the official record is that he was sort of teetering. Maybe he lost something in the rolled up mats, which I've been to many gymnasiums back in high school. They have those mats everywhere. You never think they could be a problem. You never think that. You never think, oh, okay, my kid might die in a rolled up mat. The parents are saying there must be more to it. But now no criminal charges in the death of Kendrick Johnson. From what you understand about that case, did someone just get away with murder? Think about it. Nathan Ivey, we'll be right back.
So you see, son, good manners are very, very important. Someday, many years from now, when you're a grown-up, you'll be a man. And when you are, you should be a gentleman. Do you want me to go through it one more time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If a door's shut, then knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't speak with your mouth full, don't reach across people's plates, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. While we're at it, don't stare, don't use foul language, don't call people names, but do remember people's names. Always share your toys, play nice, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give up your seat to anyone who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel?
Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Now back to the show.
So the Justice Department has decided to not file any charges in the death of Kendrick Johnson. Very, very, very sad case. And this decision came after a very lengthy review of the circumstances that surrounded the death of this 17-year-old. Very, very sad. It happened back on January 10th of 2013, and they're calling it just a freak accident. And they concluded that he got stuck upside down in the middle of a rolled-up mat and he was unable to breathe. And that just seems to be very, very, very odd. They literally found his body inside one of the rolled-up mats, and the mat was propped up right. It was propped upright against the wall next to the gymnasium bleachers. Now, how many gymnasiums have you walked into and you've seen those kind of mats and they're rolled up on the side? I've seen it many, many times. To say the least, those are very strange circumstances, and because of that, it attracted national attention far beyond, Valdosta, where, this all took place. Very, very sad circumstances. And now the sheriff detectives investigated the death, and they insisted that they had found nothing to suggest foul play. And then the federal government came in and they did their reports, their investigation, and now they have concluded that there'll be no foul play. And perhaps this was just inexplicable turn of events. Listen, he's 17 years old, so maybe he thought for whatever reason something fell inside and he was reaching in to get it. Now, I don't know why somebody would decide that they want to climb upside down inside of something like that, but is that outside the realm of what a 17-year-old might try to do? Something tells me it's up for each individual to make up their own decision, but a lot of folks felt like he was murdered, this young man, and a lot of folks felt as if was starting to feel like it might have been racially motivated, because the sheriff deputies and the sheriff's department was claiming that it was not foul play. Have you paid attention to this case at all? If so, what do you think? Could you imagine if you're the family? If you're the family, all you're looking for is just some closure. You want to know the name of the individual, okay? You want to put a face to it. You want to know what happened. Jill writes, when a white person is in the hood, don't we profile them as white folks looking for heroin? ? That does happen. That's fair. But it's not just because it does happen. You're right. It does. I was going to say that there's a certain type. There's a sort of dog head. That's what they call heroin in some elements do on the streets. But there's a certain look to the skin, to the overall, the way they're dressed. There's something about the nervousness, you know what I'm saying, the way they conduct themselves. But you're right. People do automatically do that. You're right. Crutha Rice finally made it. Brown skin in the house. I was wondering where you were, Crutha. Glad to have you. A lot of folks are congratulating Rhonda, 15-year anniversary. They just got back from Atlantic City. Okay. Charles Rice, good morning, Chop Shop fam. Late, but I'm in the building. Yes, sir, you are. And welcome. Brent writes, the way that kid corpse looked, he was beaten, murdered, and wrapped up in that mat. This is a cover-up. Now, who would kill a 17-year-old boy? And then why would the federal government be complicit in the death of this 17-year-old boy? Okay. And then why would the sheriff deputies be complicit as well? Rashida writes, short O sound for Valdosta, Nate. Thank you for that, Rashida. Jerica writes, I agree with you at Brent, a straight-up cover-up. They didn't want us to believe that it was an accident and the boy just fell into the middle of a rolled-up mat. Oh, and let us not forget that some of his organs were missing. I did read that story that his organs were missing, but I don't know if that was true, Jerica. I remember reading it, more than a year ago. And it was just the sources from where it was coming from. I didn't know if I could really trust it. But I'll double check on that. I mean, because if his organs were missing, then you can't claim. I mean, come on, that's open and shut right there. If his organs were missing and that's the way they found him, then if somebody didn't kill him for his organs, right, and that was